Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Vault Hunters Skyblock Edition. Now, you may notice real quickly here, I don't want to quite look off to the left yet. We'll get to that in a moment, but there's lots of updates. This is pretty much the episode of updates. The manor has been updated. We no longer have the porch here because the drawers have moved over to this side of the manor. Look at these beautiful drawers. Pretty much everything vanilla is on the right side. Everything vault related is on the left side. And we have a beautiful setup here. I've got excess for more stuff up here, but mostly this is just the gems. We've got, of course, our knowledge essence and our vault diamonds here. So this just makes it very easy for crafting. We actually have enough to unlock some more knowledge points. All the burger stuff will go down here, although we only need, I think it's like 8 slots in total, so it pretty much ends here. But yeah, we've got a lot of extra storage on this side. Maybe I'll use some of it as like project, but I don't know. Over here, of course, got all the standard stuff here. And we're getting pretty close to just doing a whole stack for the relics. It's been a while. I've just mostly been transferring everything over. So it's relics, obviously. Way to go, Black Wolf. Oh, of course, all the vanilla stuff over here. Once again, there's extra stuff here because I don't think I've got everything sorted. I've already got the next crystal here ready to go. And I think this is a good point here to quickly just transition over to the 1.10 update. So let's talk about the 1.10 update a bit here. Okay, so looking at the, I need to correct what I said there, update alpha 10. Looking at the patch notes here, it's pretty straightforward for the most part. There's a couple of big things that we're going to talk about here. So the first big thing is jewels have been redone pretty well there. We have 2 new things here. We have the jewel cutting station, and basically the jewel cutting station, the thing to know about that is it allows you to cut jewels. All right, and cutting jewels, you have a 50-50 chance of succeeding, and if you succeed, it will randomly drop the size of the jewel between 1 and 10. So if I have a size 70 jewel, I put it into the jewel cutting station there's a 50-50 chance that it will reduce the size of the jewel. All right, so we could go from size 70 to size, say, 69 or size 60 or 65, anything between 1 and 10. Now, if a cut fails, though, the jewel becomes a lower tier. And the main thing that you have to understand with the lower tier here is that if you've got a perfect gem, I believe that's what the term is. I haven't seen one for a while. If you've got, a very nice gem there and stuff, it's going to have multiple, things on it. So, for example, it might have axing and living on it. And if you fail, it will... Basically, what will happen is either axing or living will be removed from the jewel, okay? So you have a 50-50 chance of either reducing the size of it or removing one of the modifiers that are on the gem. Now, if it's a chipped jewel, I said gem, I mean jewel. If it's a chipped jewel, then the jewel will break and you will get a gemstone and a random amount of widowtide. So that's basically the way the cutting mechanism in the game works there. They also changed the outcome of scrapping a jewel in the Vault Recycler. Basically, it's going to mostly return silver scrap, and there's a small chance that it will return a gemstone. But there's no chance of widowtide anymore, which honestly I think is fine because I was recycling gems and I just ended up with a whole bunch of it. And it's really only useful for gems, it feels. So, I feel like that's a fair balance there. It's not going to impact me personally much because I'm probably not even going to use the jewel cutting station if I'm being honest. It's not that, to me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. This is just another thing for all of you gambling addicts who play this game. No, this is not for me. So I don't really care about this personally, but it's there if you want to, potentially, 50-50 it. I mean, look at it this way. You still have better odds than playing blackjack in Vegas. So And not by a humongous amount, but still 50-50 is not bad. So let's talk about the next one, the Joule applicator. Basically, the Joule applicator was a way of, once again, I haven't used it. I don't think I don't know if I have to use it. This is still not clear to me, but I'll probably create one if I can at some point and take a look at. But basically, people were having a hard time calculating capacity for joules. Honestly, I haven't had a problem with that, but if others are having a problem with it, basically this is just something that's going to make that nicer for figuring out what a vault tool would look like if you were to do it and stuff. So the Joule applicator has been introduced as a new workstation. I'm just going to start rating here a bit. Basically, a vault tool can be put into the station to alter it. After putting multiple joules into the Joule applicator, it displays what the vault tool would turn into. It can then combine with the selected joules to achieve the result. So it shows you what, based off of what joules you put in, what your tool is going to be like, and then you can choose to apply it. So it's an easier way of doing it. The big advantage there with this is if it can apply the joules, then you don't need an anvil. It's pretty much at that point for that. So that's nice, less dependence on the anvils. There's a bit on treasure chests, but I don't feel like it's not a huge, it's going to be a big benefit, but, it's not worth really talking about. This is the other big thing that's been done here. Vault Alter Automation. Now, when I first read about this, I was really excited. Basically, it's added it's added one item here and some research for it. So it's the Alter Conduit. And basically, it's a new block that allows you to automate charging vault crystals. You can hook this up to your vault altar and to your storage system, whether that be refined storage or applied energetics. So you hook it up. It's the altar and stuff. And it's going to grab stuff from your storage system to charge the crystal, which I think, all right, yeah, that's pretty great. But there's some downsides to this system. And the first one's not a big deal in a way. It costs 250 forge energy per tick, which, all right, yeah, that could be worse. But still, everything costs some energy, so sure. It should cost some energy on the system. Is 250 FE per tick too high, too low? That's kind of an opinion. I'm not going to really, that's not too big of a thing there. Also, there are upgrades that can be applied to the conduit to increase the speed or the stack size at which items are transferred, or even instantly teleport them. It also has a blacklist that can filter out to 9 items. Those 9 items will not be taken from the storage system by the altar conduit. I kind of see, I don't know. I'm not sure if I really see the advantage of that. But it's there if you want it. Same thing with the upgrades. How slow is it is kind of my question there. It's supposed to be, this is a quality of life thing, which brings us to the next thing. So to get this, you have to research it. So that seems fair to me that you should have to research it, and they added it to the quality of life category. However, it's this next bit that I'm going to complain about. So I'm just going to read about it here a little bit. Alter automation is now found as a new research. Okay, I agree with that. To unlock this, either refined storage or applied energetics is required to be researched already. Okay, I agree with that. It makes no sense to have this if you don't already have it researched. I agree wholeheartedly with that. So far, so good. At the cost of 32 knowledge points. Hold it, wait, what? 32 knowledge points. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, I have to point this out here. This is stupid. No, this is stupid. 32 knowledge points for something that all it does is it takes stuff out of my storage system and puts it into the vault altar. At most, that's 1 minute of my time to do that for every crystal. All right, at most a minute, because my drawers are, right by my altar now. It costs, so that's 1 minute of my time. It doesn't cost me any forge energy to do this. But you're telling me it's good. It's that this thing that's supposed to be kind of like a quality of life thing is going to cost 32 knowledge points. I think that makes it the most expensive unlock of all of them. If I'm not mistaken, that's the most expensive unlock. Mechanism. If I were to get mechanism and the mechanism generators, that's less than 32 knowledge points. I mean, yes, the cost goes up. It scales up, with unlocks and stuff. But still, if you were to go straight for those two, and those two are two very big ones there, create, doesn't cost 32 knowledge points. Why the heck does this one thing that relies on you having already unlocked other storage things require 32 knowledge points? This is ridiculous. It's 32 knowledge points. This is not worth 32 knowledge points. Why? This makes me just say I'm not going to do it, because my time the time it takes me to get 32 knowledge points is far higher than the time it would save me for the entirety of my vault experience, it feels like. It's just not worth 32 knowledge points. I just can't figure out how they thought that was an appropriate expense. It's not worth it. I'm almost certain that everyone's going to complain on Reddit about this, and as a result, they're going to complain on Reddit, they're going to complain on Discord, and they're going to say, yeah, we're going to cut the price because apparently 32 is unreasonable. Who would have thought? I mean, honestly, 32. It really turned me off of this because I thought, I'll just hook this up to my system and I'll be a happy camper here. I won't have to, go looking for the stuff. No, 32. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. I mean, the only thing that could have made this worse is if they sat there and they said, maybe you should have to insert an echo gem every time you want to charge a crystal with it. Yeah, I almost feel like that would be a better deal than 32 knowledge points, honestly. All right, other than that, in the update, we see ability rebalances. So Smite, we did some stuff with it. This is a nice one that I always like to see, is reducing cooldowns on stuff. And all right, so they increased the mana on Thunderstorm there. Removed mana cost per bolt. Increase the damage dealt. All right. I mean, that's interesting. But yeah, I don't really deal with these. Stonefall, what did they do with that? They reduced the duration. Yeah, I can think of one person who's currently doing a YouTube series with this. He's not going to like the reduced the duration, but at the same time, I think he's been using it very efficiently with that. So he may not even notice. Although actually, I think he reads these changes as well. So the other key things here is expertise. So Jeweler is now an expertise that grants additional chance at I can't speak now. At succeeding to cut a jewel. So that's nice. That makes jewel its cutting much better in my opinion. Specifically, it increases it by with the chance ranging from 8 to 24%. So basically, I think you gain an extra 8%, then up to an extra 24%. The other one is Marketer. This one is one that I'm kind of surprised it wasn't added sooner, but basically it has 2 levels which reduce the time range from 60 to 90 minutes for the black market. So, I'm surprised this wasn't added in when they also did the same thing with bounty cooldowns and stuff. So yeah, this is nice. A couple other things. So this was a big one. All active bounties are shown concisely in the bounty quick view while holding the keybind, with the default keybind now being tab. Oh, I didn't know they changed the default keybind. I bound it to I for myself personally. But yeah, I mean, some people might want tab in multiplayer still. That might have been questionable. But yeah, I mean, the bounty cooldown, not cooldown. What am I saying? The bounty quick view, I have to say, I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's, this was something I know some people were complaining about because they had, they were taking 2 bounties at a time and they just couldn't see, it would only show one of them. And so this is a nice change there. So yeah, I'll have to take a look at that at some point. Brightened the catacombs of village rooms. That wasn't really a problem for me. The catacombs were, finely lit for me. Descriptions of skills, rebalance smite, made scavenger items rotten and stackable outside of vaults. The stackable outside of vaults is nice. So basically the metadata for that is going to allow you to stack them when you're not in a vault. Metadata is still enforced, I assume, for inside vaults. But yeah, that will make it easier for putting those in like the soul diffuser. So yeah, just a bunch of stuff, some fixes. This was annoying. Yes, this was annoying. Spiders hitting through blocks. That was annoying to me. But yeah. So yeah, nice changes. You can view the whole thing, of course, on the Vault Hunters website. That's vaulthunters.gg, and you can, if you want to go straight to the patch notes, just click right there. So yeah, let's get back to the game. Okay, so I did some work on the Sky Islands. So the first thing that I did is I actually decided to change up this. Ooh, big change, huh? Wow, makes a huge difference. Yep, totally does. The second thing I did is we now have this big old black tower. And it should be pretty clear what this big old black tower is. Basically, I had just a ton of vault rock and stuff. Technically, it's vault stone, right? Well, vault cobblestone, yeah. Had a bunch of it. Thought I'd use it for something. So I thought, all right, let's make a mob grinder here. So this works quite well. It was a pain to build. Now that I think about it, I didn't build a way to go up there to see how it works, but it's a mob grinder. I mean, I can go into creative mode if you want and show you it, but basically it's just, it's a classic mob grinder design. You've got basically, some islands like this. And you've got running water here that leads to a hole, and they fall through the hole down there. They spawn on here, and stuff. Pretty straightforward with that. So, to be precise, you've got, this is the exact design that it kind of has here. It's really not worth going up there to see. But yeah, basically we've got water flowing along here, water flowing then this way, and then they fall through the hole as they fall into the water. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Nothing really exciting there to talk about, but it's a very effective one. The only thing that it seems to struggle with is spiders, because spiders are always fun with droppers like this. But we are getting quite a bit of string. In fact, let me clear out some of this. I like to keep that much in there just, in case. Of course, yeah, it doesn't work with Enderman. Spiders, if I'm not mistaken, you have to kill a spider to get the spider eyes. They certainly don't drop. So, that's something. But yeah, as you can see, we're doing pretty well here. I think I got it all. Oh, right, arrows. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. All right, so let's actually charge up the crystal here. Of course, we're going to have to do it the difficult way here. So we need 2 gold. Hang on. Oh. All right, so we're just going to grab things 2 at a time again, it seems. That's back. $14 apples. Honestly, not the most expensive. Oh, that reminds me. There is one more thing that was done. There's a new island over there. It's the first of the biome ones. It's just, it's just a dark oak, because I've always been partial to dark oak. So I also redid the flooring a bit. So yeah, that's a new island that has been added. I think the next island I do is going to be specifically for growing pumpkins and melons. All right, so it's just 11 of that. Yeah, I mean, I totally wish I had spent 32 knowledge points to do this. Oh, how difficult that was. All right, no more. All right, no more. I'm not gonna. I promise I won't gripe about that anymore. It's just that it was something I was like, wow, that is great. And then I saw the price, and no. So we'll quickly just head over here to the dark oak forest biome that I've added. And here we are. I also added these lanterns here for decoration and stuff, and mostly to keep stuff from spawning here. You know, and it's just a nice dark oak forest island and stuff. Basically, just get me some dark oak wood. It's not very impressive, I know. I have more things planned for some of the other islands. For example, I'm going to do a desert biome, and I'm going to build probably something that you would expect to find in a desert. Oh, shoot. I accidentally revealed it. I forgot to replace the wood here. Oh, well, might as well show you. So, yeah, this has always been a thing here. Since I built this tree, which was not easy to do, may I add. It took a while. I figured, you know what? I also want to include a way up here to the top. So, yes, you can actually go up the tree and see everything from here, which I thought was a really cool thing, but I've always kept it somewhat hidden. It's been a little secret. I like to have little secrets in the stuff I build. So yeah. You got to see something that was not supposed to be seen. I guess next time you'll get to see the basement when you're not supposed to. Yeah. Fun stuff, the basement. No, you'll get to see the basement eventually.